This is 2B2T spawn, and I'm gonna be escaping it. Now, this isn't your typical guide, it's more of a story and a few tips along the way. And with no hacks, because it's too much work to install them. I started my first attempt by traveling along the single block path I found, often falling into water. I traveled on for around 100 blocks, until I reached a nether portal. Now you might think I should go in this portal, because everyone knows that one block in the nether is equal to 8 in the overworld. But portals like these often link to portal traps that keep you stuck for a very long time. I find my way to this flat obsidian plane, and underneath it I get some blocks. Above, I find this empty chest, and use it for a block. Now what this chest is an ad for a service for someone to come out and deliver you a kit with a bunch of supplies. This kit would include gear like armor, totems, gapples, elytra, ender pearls, etc. But this costs money. And where's the fun in that? No, I'm just kidding, I'm too broke. Now it was becoming night. I tried to box myself in, but I was one block too short. It was laggy, but the zombies eventually got the better of me. One came along with an iron sword, and I was done. On my next attempt, I found the eastern highway of the server. But there's a problem, there's a flooded area. I swam around for some time, getting the chests that are floating around, but the major problem was that I couldn't go past. But luckily, I found this tunnel through it. But someone had decided to block it off with obsidian, which I spent the next 10 minutes mining through. In the dark, I found a melon man banner, but I didn't need help, or so I thought. After traveling along the highway for a while, I eventually found a field of signs, and I decided to leave one of my own. Eventually, I came across my first rest stop. It looks like someone else came here too. It wasn't much, just a bunch of random terracotta and some farmland, and no seeds. But I found bones on the ground. Then I crafted these bones into bone meal, and then used that bone meal eventually to get grass, and break that grass to get seeds. I got some more seeds and planted them. Then I decided to make a bunker to AFK in and seal myself in for the night. I left a sign on instructions on what to do if you found this rest stop. I also tried to decorate the place with the banner. I found this rotten flesh outside, which I used to gain some of my hunger back. Then, one day, I heard a sound outside. It was a player, a stack player. And he was being nice. He was giving me gapples. In total, he gave me 8 gaps and 2 totems. I then almost said some very questionable things in chat. I then decided to pack up, as I was getting tired of waiting for the loot to go. Then, a few hundred blocks down, I found this small chair. I tried to mine the floor for planks, but unfortunately, they were slabs. And then just a few hundred blocks down, I found this sanctuary. Someone had planted a bunch of cherry trees around the place, for new players like me. I spent some time chopping trees and getting basic stone tools. While I was doing this, a new player came up to me and tried to use my crafting table. I was trying to be friendly, but then he got scared and ran. Now, as I was traveling down the highway, this player landed right on top of me. And he had his sword out. Now I tried to be friendly, crouching, and I gave him a gapple. And then, yeah, he just tried to kill me. I decided to run because there wasn't much I could do. But eventually, I fell into a hole and couldn't see anything. And then, I just had to die. Now, on this next attempt, I got stuck in a lava cast with a bunch of wardens. And I just had to keep jumping to run my health down. Then, I found a highway. And on it, there was an ender chest. Before, at the first rest stop, I placed some of my stuff in the ender chest, a few blocks, flint, and eventually the gapples. But for now, I decided to not take anything out. I ran across this other player who's traveling along the highway just like me. And then he just suddenly stopped. I continued down the highway, a diagonal one, for a long time. And then there was another player. And he had a crystal in his hand. Now I tried to crouch, hoping that he didn't see me, but he definitely did. And then he just came up to me, and I was dead. Now, as you're watching me die, I just want to say, please subscribe. This video took forever to make, and it would really mean a lot. And then, I spawned on the roof. I got an ender chest and managed to get some blocks in a gapple. I saw some interesting things down below. And I even found a snowman. But eventually, I found a gap in the roof. And I had to cross it using this path outside. I found a pathway through a lava cast, and I went down it. Eventually, it opened up to an area where there's another wall, but covered with vines. As I was climbing, I slipped. And then, I did some more dying. Eventually, I found my way back to the first rest stop. I didn't spend much time here, as I knew about the cherry place down the road. And then, at that cherry place, I got some dirt and went on the highway. I found a roadblock someone had put in place and used trap doors to get through it. Eventually, I found this grassy area with a bunch of mobs. I got some food and then went back on the highway. I got tired and eventually I found this super weird looking structure. I went through its gates and found this bubble elevator, but I didn't trust it at all. Eventually, I found this massive nether portal, and I went up to investigate. But I didn't dare go in. Not this close to spawn. Then I noticed something. The sky was bright. Had I done it? Had I escaped the obsidian sky? I checked my coordinates and then went to Chrome to check my map. There's this website called 2v2t Maps that allows you to see everything within 100k blocks of spawn. It was useless under the obsidian sky as it blocked out everything below, but now I could check whether I was in it or out of it. It was too good to be true. I was found finally out of it. I spent some time observing the new bright sky. There's this massive lava cast blocking the highway. I was considering going around it, but I decided to push through. That would be a fatal mistake. All of my progress was gone, just like that, from a simple spider. On my next attempt, I got some moss and boxed myself in. And then, I got punched. I freaked out thinking it was a mob and punched it back, but it was another player. I was lucky he was nice, and he gave me a gapple. Eventually, I found my way back to the first rest stop, my third time there. I planted some seeds and tried to bone meal them, because I did not want to wait for wheat to grow again. I had a standoff with a couple of creakings at night. I got some frog lights, then continued to the grassy area where I killed a sheep. I found my way back to the crystal area, the roadblock, and then used trapdoors again to get through it. I found my way back to the Nether Portal, and this time I made sure to go around the lava cast. I had done it. I had escaped spawn. And now that I was off the highway, there's plenty of food. I even found an ender pearl. Now that I have some basic gear, let me give you a few tips about escaping spawn. First of all, conserve hunger. Don't sprint. It's going to be a long way. Secondly, don't go into any nether portals until you're at least a few thousand blocks away from spawn. Third, gather as many blocks as you can. The highways are not properly maintained, and you're going to have to bridge some gaps. And lastly, try not to pay for kits and stuff. The whole point of escaping spawn is for it to be a challenge. I think it's something every Minecraft player should do, escape 2v2t spawn. And lastly, subscribe. This video took forever to make, and I'll make some more 2v2t